Hey, I'm Luke with the Android Guys podcast, and we are here with App Review today. I got Scott. We are talking about a new game you've been playing. Scott, what is the game?
So the game is called Slidey Block Puzzle.
Okay.
I don't know how new it is. It was kind of presented to me. I feel like it might have been newish.
Mm-hmm.
I might be completely off base.
Sure.
But this is one that I think I kind of came across from seeing another ad in another game.
Okay.
So I'm one of those guys that likes to chase rabbits down the hole and see what it is and figure out whether this developer really should be spending their money on promoting this game.
Right.
I think this one might be worth promoting.
Okay. So it's Slidey Block Puzzle.
Yeah.
What is it?
So the premise is you have 10 rows, and there are blocks. You could have anywhere from 1, 2, 3, or actually I think there might be 5. But you have blocks of different sizes, and you have to kind of slide. You get each round, you can move one block. You can slide it left or right to kind of like let the pieces kind of settle down.
Okay.
You're trying to create lines that kind of wipe themselves out. So if you slide a little block down and then everything kind of falls into place, you might have one line that just clears itself, and then it creates like a cascading effect of like, oh, actually this ended up being like 5 rows.
So like Tetris-like.
Feels like a Tetris kind of thing when it does drop into place. But you can see at the bottom of the game, you can kind of see what the next row will be. So you can kind of play a little bit of proactive, I'm going to move this block because I know the next row, that's where the shadow is. It's going to be that. So you can make moves so that you can kind of take out the next row, or you can play where I'm just going to kind of move things higher up and just kind of like maybe try to settle it down on its own.
Okay.
You have 10 rows to do this, but each time you make a move, then it adds another row. Okay. So you want to kind of beat there's a big mouth at the top that's trying to eat the blocks.
Gotcha.
So you want to do that, keep eliminating rows before the mouth gets to them. Is
it just go as long as you can, or is there a certain amount of levels per?
So it is a go as long as you can.
Okay.
You want to, it'll show you like points or score that you can get. But as you play, you will see some little things pop up in the game of like, here's like a task or a goal of clearing 25 rows with yellow blocks. Gotcha. Or, clear out so many pieces of yellow or blue. It's kind of a fun like color palette.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, I don't want to call them neon, but they're like a soft blues and pinks, greens, and then you also have like a theme. You can switch it from these like robotic looking blocks to cats, which they're different cats that kind of like lay and take up the space of a block.
Yeah.
I don't find it as fun. It's kind of cute, but it doesn't feel like blocks to me.
Right.
There's something in my brain that feels like this doesn't feel
right.
Yeah.
Was that a setting, or is that a cosmetic unlock?
That is something that was a cosmetic unlock as you go through it. You don't have to pay for that.
Right. You use like in-game credit or something for it?
I think it was an achievement pretty early on to do that. So as you go through and every time you play, you based off of your score, you end up with some of these like block coins or block credits.
Yeah.
These are used kind of like there's maps behind it's kind of like each game is actually part of like an ongoing quest.
Oh, okay.
So you start out with like this world, and then you have like these different types of like buildings or objects on this world, and you want to kind of build them up.
Oh, okay.
So as you build them up using those blocks, and if you have a really good run of a game, you'll get a lot of blocks. Then you can kind of like build up multiple parts of this world until it's full, and then you move on to another one.
Gotcha.
So it kind of keeps you going.
Yeah, so there's like level sets almost, or achievement sets.
Yep.
Okay.
It doesn't change the difficulty of the game at all. It's just more of kind of like as you build up these parts of the worlds, you get surprise, treasure chests.
Right, yeah.
So you unlock those and you get gems. These gems can be used in the game. So like if you're playing and you're like, oh man, I'm really stuck here. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. You have some kind of like, I don't know what they're called, but they're like helpers.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom, you can tap on one that might come through and randomly electrocute or create like a thunderstorm and zap out some of the blocks.
Gotcha.
Or another one will automatically switch to the color that shows which block you have the most of that color.
Right.
And when you tap on that, it goes through and eliminates all the red blocks.
I gotcha.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the third one is a hammer that you can use that basically smashes all of the big blocks into small ones.
Gotcha.
And when it does that, it kind of
They all cascade, yeah.
Yeah. So you can kind of unlock those as you go and buy them, bank them, use them as you want. And those are based off of gems. So it's coins and gems and all these little things
that we see in every single game.
Yes.
How long did it take you to settle into the game once you downloaded it?
I would say 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
It's a pretty quick hook.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, like your first couple of levels, you're like, oh man, I stink at this.
Yeah.
But once you understand the mechanics, and the game does kind of walk you through, you didn't realize early on that you can kind of see what the next level will be. But they point that out to you.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, hey, here's a little thing to kind of help you along your way, to make it a little bit easier for you.
Gotcha. So pretty good replay.
Very, very high replay. If you have games that you like to play on the potty, if you have games that you like to play sitting around on the back deck while you're waiting for burgers to finish, you know, they're quick. You can play pretty much drop in when you're ready.
Right. So you would say that the ad dollars were well spent to get you hooked on this one.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decent game.
It is. There are plenty of things that you can buy. You can get extra gems. You can get extra help by using real money. But you can also go in and purchase like lots of gems and unlock also no ads for 3 days or no ads for 7 days.
So you can do like time purchases.
Yeah, no ads for 30 days. So I think you can get up to like $32 is what like the in-app purchases cost. But you could drop as little as I think $1 to kind of, improve your standing.
Sure.
So yeah, I think it's a fun game. I would recommend it. I think that if you like Tetris, mind games, puzzles, if you like games where you kind of world building and go along, it's a fun time waster.
Cool. That's Slidey Block Puzzle.
Yep.
Thanks, Scott.
Thanks, Luke.
Hey, this is Scoot.
No, I'm Scott.